guys, welcome back to Pete Zone, and today I'm doing another reaction video to a song written by Kev Carmody, one of Australia's most prolific songwriters. He's been around for a while now. The song is being covered by Missy Higgins, Dan and Paul Kelly. Is it Dan Salt? Who knows? It says Missy Higgins and Dan and Paul Kelly. Yeah, it must be Dan something. Anyway, and I'm doing a reaction to this now. It is a very long song. Kev Carmody has some really heart-wrenching songs that he does. He's, like I said, one of Australia's most prolific songwriters, and he's up there with the likes of, you know, Paul Kelly and some of the other great songwriters. Now, I'm keen to see how this song goes with Missy Higgins and Paul Kelly and Dan Sultan. So here it goes. It's called Droving Woman, and listen to the lyrics. As a matter of fact, I am going to put the lyrics to the link. Scroll down, and while you're listening to this, have a look at the lyrics and how heart-wrenching they are. And Kev Carmody writes from the soul, and it comes out through his music. So here we go. Droving Woman by Kev Carmody, sung by Missy Higgins, Dan Sultan and Paul Kelly.
Now this song, I'm here to tell you, is 21 verses long, so get ready for a long story.
21 verses.
And it starts off with a woman talking at her husband's funeral to a friend, and she's talking about her life with her husband and her family driving in outback Queensland in all kinds of weather. And Dan's going to start us off, and Missy and I will pick it up. And our special guest is Naomi Evans on the violin. She's Droving Woman.
Well, she buried him down on the edge of...
It's not Dan Sultan. It's Dan from Paul Kelly's band. He's a great singer, this guy. I'm going to post another video where this guy and Paul Kelly sing together. Sorry, I had to stop it and let you know that it's not Dan Sultan. It's Dan from the Paul Kelly band. Okay, here we go.
She stood with them children in a heavy brown gown. What you want, you just can't always keep. Well, I'm sorry, I said. I knew him so well, though your body's young. Well, you never can tell when the hand of fate brings its fateful death now. She just turned with the slightest of smiles. Well, she said from the start, well, we knew it so hard. We were always handed the severest of cards. A honeymoon spent drove in Jamison stops through the wildest winter you've seen. And my romantic notions of horses and land, they were soon dispelled as a fantasized dream. Watching cattle at night in the midwinter cold turns a person both wiry and old. Well, the flame of the breakfast, the fire'd be dead as the sun rose up. Well, he'd move up ahead. I'd be breaking the can pot and rolling the beds as he fanned the stock wide at 4 feet. When the weather turned sour with the onset of rain, and the truck had bogged down to the axle main, well, he'd move up ahead then with pack saddles and chains.
Yeah, I'll stop it there. Songwriters like Kev Carmody, Paul Kelly and all those greats not only write music, they tell stories. And when you close your eyes whilst listening to this music and you listen to the words, it actually takes you to where the songwriter was when they were writing this song. Outback Queensland, they're talking about the sun, the heat. You just close your eyes and you're there. And that's when you know that you're listening to a songwriter who's telling a story, not just fluffing on about anything. And these are the songs that are going to be around for a long, long time. Kev Carmody was along the lines of someone like Bruce Springsteen, who sits there he's an American singer-songwriter, everyone knows the boss, but he tells stories when he sings songs. And the stories are basically of average day, everyday people that have gone through either heartbreak, misery, or a rough life, or they just tell their story about what's happened to them in their lifetime. And these are the songs that you could sit down with a nice either glass of wine or a bourbon or a rum and just sit back and listen to those lyrics, and you know you are listening to authentic music. Dan's a really good singer, by the way. I'm going to check this guy and see whether he's got his own stuff. He's been with the Paul Kelly band for a long time, and I want to see whether, because he's got a really good voice. But let's continue.
And I'd wait in the mud by the road, with the blankets and the canvas all hung out to dry. But there's nothing for heating, 'cause you couldn't light a fire, and no stock permit for the forthcoming Shire. For the cattle don't care when they're sloshing in rain. They just keep walking forward like a dog on a chain. And he'd be red-eyed and weary with the pack horse turn lane, and I'd wait miles behind in the mud.
He was down through Charleville, up to Julia Creek, living on syrup and damper and salted corned meat. We had nothing but the room.
Oh, hold on, I know where this is. This is a Rockwiz, one of Australians' ABC shows, where they ask questions about rock and roll and songs in general. So these three must have been on the panel. Now they're performing at the end of Rockwiz. As soon as I saw that, it's Rockwiz. Guys, catch up with episodes of Rockwiz. It is one of Australia's greatest ABC shows, and it just showcases a lot of music and a lot of people that have got a lot of knowledge about rock and roll and music in general. So that's what it is, Rockwiz. Here comes the great Paul Kelly and his band.
And the mailman to me, we moved up and down in the rain. With the inland skies are the starriest of nights, with the dance of the fire throwing flickering lights. The beauty of the sunsets were a constant delight. I felt nature had led me in true. The enormous vastness of them inland plains brings you a lonely contentment to which you can't put a name. It's a satisfied glow city folks seldom attain. They spend
He's like a narrator in a movie. When he sings, he's narrating the song. He's got a voice that is so distinctive. Like a lot of people go, oh, he hasn't got a great voice. You don't need a great voice. You need a voice that stands out. And when he does sing it, it just hits you right here and right here. So much for people to turn around and say, oh, I like Paul Kelly, he's not a great singer. He's a fantastic singer. He mightn't have that vibrato and that strong voice that some of these other singers have, but he is a singer that when he sings, you listen. So I don't care. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. He's a storyteller. One of the greatest singer-songwriters that Australia has ever seen. Paul Kelly. Here we go.
On a right rigid rail, the kids got their schooling in a government mail. We posted their work off at each cattle sale. They considered their learning a self-imposed jail. they'd rather help their father and fail.
Great violinist. She plays from the heart too, eh?
Early last month at the end
Missy.
of the dry, he was given a horse nobody could ride. Alert were his ears with a fire in his stride. He was young and his spirit was wild. To catch him each morning was an hour-long battle. We had to collar rope his near side to throw on the saddle.
James Rain at the background.
And he'd strike her. He made my nerves rattle. Pandemonium reigned with each ride. It was a hot summer's morning.
Let's stop. Missy Higgins, another one who is following the footsteps of Paul Kelly. She tells stories. She's a storyteller. She's a singer-songwriter, and she's right up there with the Kev Carmodys and Paul Kelly. And she's the new, not new generation, but the new voice of storyteller. So it's good to see these three together because they all of the same breed. They're storytellers.
Morning at the government bar, there was a stillness around like I've never felt before. How could he know it was fate at his door that was stealthily watching his moves? He mounted up quick, taking slack from the reins, grabbed a full hand of hair from the horse's long mane. He just hit the saddle when the horse went insane, churning dust in a frenzy of fear. The girl from the saddle let go with the ring. The surcingle slipped, it was impossible to cling. The horse felt it go, made a desperate fling, and he was thrown to the length of the reins. And I heard his spine snap like a roosh at his
Close
chin.
your eyes and
It
get there.
busted his back on the concreted trunk.
You can see it happening as this, you know.
Where the feelings are gone. For the doctor, it was a 6-hour drive. And I looked at his face and his color turned white. He turned slowly and said, I can't make it till night. My body is broken, I'm bleeding inside, and the life slowly drained from his eyes.
Guess I'll sell up the plant now and move back to town before the winter returns with a chill on the ground. 'Cause what I have lost can seldom be found. I was blessed with the gentlest of men. Eventually the children will move to the east, but I couldn't stand the bustle of even a quiet city street. I'll stay in the scrub here where my heart really beats, for some dogs are too old to change.
Wow, what can you say? Music at its best. And like I said, it hits you here and it hits you here when you listen to the lyrics of Kev Carmody and the song, the meaning behind a drover, his wife and his family who have lived off the land, and these lyrics are being sung and written by his wife at his funeral. Okay, so you know the typical lyrics that you hear these days are nowhere near as heart-wrenching as this. So, look, I'm not saying modern day music and music these days doesn't have any feeling. It does. There's a lot of good music out there, but rarely do you get something like this and a performance like this that just hits you right here. So guys, please comment what you thought of the video, my reaction, and any reaction that you want me to do in the future. And please hit the like, subscribe, notification button so I can continue doing this. It's a privilege to do this and bring it the music that I think hits me in the heart and in the soul to you. So maybe it could do the same for you. But in the meantime, till next reaction video, stay safe, be kind to one another, respect each other. You've been watching Peak Zone. See you next time.